When's the last time?
Hold on. I'm trying to tell you a conversation that I just had that would take you 2 seconds to find, okay? People were saying abolish ICE on Destiny subreddit, okay? I said we shouldn't say abolish ICE.
Fan. You're a Destiny fan.
I'm the head moderator of Destiny subreddit, yeah.
This is where this retard caller calls in. And I don't know who is more infuriating, this guy or Wick. But this guy pissed me off too. But before we get to that, I want to say thank you very much to Joseph. Thank you very much for the $4.99, brother. Hell yeah, we're just 5 away from completing that super chat goal. Thank you very much, brother. I see Bob dying from a heart attack from too many Red Bulls. Yeah, I do too.
Do a lot of Reddit comments.
Okay, that's great. That are remember, 7 months is after taking that loss. Should be known as lick. All right. Are you the lazy eye guy from chat?
Yeah, so this guy calls in because he has an issue with what Rob's saying. Much like a lot of people that call into Rob's show, tries to own him, but he doesn't. But he's one of these people that try to pretend like, oh, they're moderate, but as the call goes on, you can tell he's not so moderate.
That would be me, buddy. What's up?
Okay. First off, do you have social media? You want to shout anything out?
Oh, no. I'm good, buddy.
Even an X account, Facebook, anything of that count?
No, I don't. I actually don't use social media. The only thing I use is Reddit.
You have a Reddit account?
Yep.
Okay. Did you call out any of the violence against ICE?
The violent, like the guy getting his finger bit off? Yeah, that's wrong.
No, not just that. And I didn't ask if you currently.
Are you talking about like the shooting that happened in Texas that you talked about? That's wrong.
How about
People shouldn't attack ICE.
No.
What do you want?
You're misunderstanding. One, I'm not just talking about that few incidents. I'm talking about the litany of incidents with people using vehicles to attack ICE, etc. Second, I'm not asking you if you currently think they're wrong. I'm asking you if you called them out before I asked you.
I guess.
Did you call on any shows? Say, hey, what about all this violence against ICE? Did you do anything like that? Post it on your Reddit account?
I could probably find you stuff from my Reddit account that says it. Yeah, I advocate for nonviolence all the time.
I think that's amazing. And in fact, I'll keep my mouth shut until you do that. That's great. So you're going to show me something from Reddit where you said about left-wingers that are doing violence against ICE and how you condemn that.
If I looked through my Reddit history, I could probably find it for you, Rob. I do a lot of Reddit comments.
Okay, that's great. I'd love to see that.
Okay, well, can you just take my word for it?
No, I can't.
Okay, well, I'm not going to look it up, so we can move on.
So my suspicion is that you didn't care. Now, are you? Did you vote for Kamala Harris or did you vote for Trump?
I voted for Harris.
Do you want borders enforced or not? Do you want ICE to deport people or not?
Yeah.
All illegals should be removed?
Yeah. Yes. What do you mean by illegals? Because I don't follow the Trump administration thinking that all asylees are illegals and things like that. People that illegally cross the
people that illegally cross the border or overstayed visa, all of them should be removed?
Yeah. If they're not following the lawful process of coming into the country, whether that's through asylum or whether that's through green card stat, all those kind of things, yeah, people shouldn't be in the country if they're here unlawfully.
And did you condemn when millions of them came in under Joe Biden illegally?
Did I condemn?
Did you speak up about that?
I speak up in general about people illegally crossing the border, yes.
But it was uniquely terrible under Joe Biden, right?
I don't necessarily think that's true, but
you don't think that's? Would you like me to find the evidence? I mean, it's not even close.
Well, I don't have to condemn Biden as long as I don't think it's true.
What evidence are you going to show me? Are you going to show me that there's more? Like, what is your I guess what's your definition of people illegally coming over?
Yeah, that's their go-to. They're all asylum seekers. It's like, no, they're not all asylum seekers. And if they were all asylum seekers, well, why would they get so up in arms when we had the asylum seekers from Africa, the white asylum seekers from Africa? Why were they all bent out of shape about them coming in? It's not about. It's pretty much they want more, minorities in this country. That's what I think.
Into the country, like there was probably a record number of asylees that came in, and a record number of them are probably under false pretenses that shouldn't have been.
If an asylee came in but didn't come in an authorized port, are they illegal?
I think based on the process, technically no,
So you don't
but I
consider
still
those
wouldn't
people-
advocate for people doing that.
Would you want those people removed?
Well, I generally go by what our immigration law says, and I'm pretty sure that at the time, you can actually claim as wrong as it is. I'm pretty sure that if you were within a certain amount of time period or distance from the border.
Yes, remember, there are still some gays in the chat. If you haven't given that like button a click, well, do so. I'm just trying to save you from sin, guys. I don't make the rules here, okay? Give that like button a click or you're gay. Also subscribe too. That'll help me out a lot.
Whatever it was, that you could still claim asylum. I think that's kind of one of those loopholes that should have been covered.
You're in favor of what our legal system says, correct? That's what you said? You'll defer to it?
Yeah.
Okay. So then almost everyone that Trump's been deporting has been people that legally he was allowed to do. So you support that?
Yeah, but can I make it with the caveat of that? I don't think that revoking people's temporary protective status and then saying that they're illegally in the country, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that's kind of a.
How many people were deported under that?
I'm not entirely sure. I know that like a lot of Venezuelans that have been deported were here under temporary protective status, and then that was revoked, and then they started to be deported. I don't know the numbers exactly.
Vast majority of the people that he supported you would have no problem with, all right?
Them being deported, probably not. In the manner in which that the administration is going about it, absolutely. I had something else.
Okay.
Like
so that's always the cope. It's like, I just don't like how this administration is doing it. Well, how are they doing it? This administration's literally offering them money to leave, to self-deport. And the people that are still here, they don't want to leave. So they're not taking the money and they're not self-deporting. So what else are we supposed to do? And especially, too, with this influx, we had millions of illegals here brought in under Joe Biden. This is unprecedented. Like, we have so many people here that are illegal. We have to do, I wouldn't say extreme measures, but we do have to come down more. What's the word I'm looking for? We need more ICE enforcements out there doing this in order to get all these people out. I mean, there's only so much time we have.
Are you against the fact that sanctuary states refuse to cooperate with ICE to remove criminals that are illegals from their jails?
Can you tell me what you mean by refuse?
Yes, the policy used to be that if there was a retainer, a deportation, or a lawful order of removal on someone that came through jails in these states, what would happen would be they would communicate with ICE to say, we just picked someone up on this charge. We saw that they had an order of removal, and then ICE would go to the jail, pick those people up, and deport them. Now we have many states, including California and Minnesota, that refuse to do that.
Yeah.
And they no longer cooperate with federal enforcement in that way.
Yeah, so I'll just be honest with you. I'll kind of just like cut through this. I think in general, like one of the main faults that Trump is having is that he's not going about how he is trying to do this immigration enforcement in a way that would get states to work with him. I think that the adversarial nature in which he's going about these things, and that he's vilifying everybody and like, take it or leave it on how you feel about Democrat-run states. I live in a Democrat-run state, okay? I'm pretty sure my state doesn't cooperate with ICE in the way that you are talking about, but difference being in that Trump is actively saying that, like, basically every Democrat or the people in his administration are saying that every Democrat-run state are like aiding and abetting these people. He's sending in these forces against, the will of the people that are there. If Trump got onto a podium and he said, hey, we have a problem with illegal immigration, what I'd like to do is I would like to start rounding up these people that are sex offenders, these people that are murderers, people that assault Americans, things like that. and I need the state's help. Do you think that there would be a lot of people that would like disagree with him on that?
Yes.
Yes, Democrats.
Yeah. What a stupid question. Yeah. And by the way, Donald Trump, like, it's not. The legals don't belong here. I know this guy thinks that, well, only the violent criminals should be gone. No. They all need to be gone. I mean, yes, especially the violent criminals, especially them, but they all need to be gone. They did break the law, but this guy tries to minimize it. Also, too, like the Democrats are going to resist no matter what. Even if Donald Trump did say that, well, we just want to send back these people, the Democrats are still going to resist. They're still going to resist. They want them all here. Yes, we do think they're going to keep them here. And again, what pissed me off about this douchebag, this fucking retard over here, moderating when Destiny gives BJs or whatever to guys. It pissed me off because he puts it all on Trump. Well, if Donald Trump wasn't doing it in an adversarial way, asshole, it doesn't fucking matter how Trump does it. It doesn't fucking matter if he does it adversarial or not. They don't like Trump. They don't want Trump as president. They go against Trump no matter what the fuck he does. No matter what it is, they will go against him. Doesn't matter how nicely Trump is about it. Doesn't matter how nice he is about it, how mean he is about it. They're going to go against him. The problem isn't Trump. It's the fucking Democrats.
Really? You think that Democrats actively want rapists, murderers, assaulting Americans? Do you think that, like honestly,
Probably.
You think that?
Yeah, probably.
I think that what they want is a lot of Democrats, believe it or not, actually believe that these people are pitiable and that there's excuses for their actions.
Yeah, no, exactly. Flee for your eyes. Lefties are calling on their own to buy guns and ammo. Yeah, just like that. The lefties are all of a sudden about the Second Amendment. Remember when we would defend the Second Amendment? We'd be like, well, it's to defend against a tyrannical government. And the lefties would sweep for the fucking Democrats like retards and be like, oh, the government, that will never happen. And by the way, you chud, do you really think with the government, with their access to drones and bombs and nukes, that your little gun is gonna help you, you chud? So we should just ban guns, you fucking idiot. Oh, now look who perceives the government as being tyrannical. The government isn't being tyrannical, by the way. They're not. But the lefties perceive it as that. Oh, so all of a sudden, the government could be tyrannical and we should have guns. Again, we're dealing with fucking retards here, okay? They change their opinions on the direction of whatever the wind is blowing. One day, they could be for guns. The next day, they could be against guns. The next day, they could be for guns again. They don't have any principles or fucking morals. All it is Trump doing it? Is Trump against it? Then I'm for it. Is Trump for it? Well, then I'm against it. That's all they fucking know. That's all they fucking know. Now they're pro-police. I saw David Pacman praising police officers. So now they're pro-police too. Remember, they were the party of defund the police. Oh, we need to defund the police because the police are racist against blacks. Oh, now all of a sudden, who's praising the police? It's the fucking retarded left. These people are infuriating. We can't share a fucking country with these people. Let's carry on.
Actions. That's why they leave them out so often. We should judge them by their actions and not their words. Over and over, we see people that were illegal or immigrants, and in fact, just other people that are committing 50, 60 crimes that are left out until they do something like a grotesque murder. We see this occurring all over the place. And what's going on is there is such an impulse for Democrats for two things. One, to do the opposite of Trump totally. And secondly, to...
You never understood the defund police movement. Oh, yes. No, I do understand. Defund the police movement. Pull back some resources because, they're killing blacks. They're killing the blacks. Therefore, we should stop putting our resources toward the police. But now all of a sudden, though, we need the police to help us with ICE. Police good now because we're a bunch of fucking retards.
want illegal immigrants to stay because it is so important to their strategy, not just in the Electoral College, but for demographic change going forward. Do you know when these countries declare them, or these states declare themselves sanctuary cities or in states?
I imagine that there's going to be a wide range of it, but I imagine that most of it is pretty recent, probably within the last 10 years.
So like, yeah. So a lot of it was even before Trump. So why would they do that if it's just about Trump being rude?
Nope. Keep the police force, but have social workers with them to talk down situations and be effective. No, it was not about that. It was about putting more resources towards social workers, but take it away from the police. They wanted less police on the streets because they thought, no, doesn't matter what they thought, but they were pushing this narrative that police are killing blacks. That was the narrative. Why would you want to keep giving more money to a police if they're just killing blacks? Doesn't make any sense. Again, are you one of the retards, Joe? Are you one of the retards that are going to now pretend, no, actually, that's not what the defund the police movement was. We just wanted to have social workers with them. That would be giving more money to the police. They didn't want more police. They wanted less police. And when they had the areas with the less police, crime went up and people started complaining.
Do you think that I'm asking you as an actual question.
You're real quick, I'll leave you answer, but
okay, go ahead and ask me your question. Yeah, go ahead and ask me the question.
Your hypothesis is the reason that they will no longer deport violent rapists, murderers, etc., is because Trump is rude. Correct?
No, I think that generally what people are in sanctuary states or cities, generally what they're going.
And the thing is, that's what people like Joe, that's what all these lefties do. They'll have a movement, right? They'll say, defund the police. Okay, and then years later, when we call them on it, say, go, hey, wait a minute. And now it seems like you're pro-police. They go, well, actually, we weren't defund police. That's not what it was about. They fucking lie and they gaslight. They can't just be fucking men and speak from their fucking chest and say what they want.
Going is that they
like, you know, if you're going to be pieces of shit, at least be honest pieces of shit. I'll still think you're a piece of shit, but at least I will respect you more for at least being honest about what you want. Enough with this fucking lying. Just tell us what the fuck you want. If you guys want illegals here, then just say we want fucking illegals here. Again, yeah, we would disagree with you. We will not like you, but at least you'll be finally being fucking honest instead of playing this runaround game that I see Rob doing with these fucking tards, just like I have to do with these tards sometimes, like Andrew has to do with these tards, like a lot of these people have to do with these tards. They just can't say what they fucking want. So we have to play this whole fucking game where we have to drag it out of them. And then they'll be like, well, that's not what I said. I really said this. And then it just turns out it's just another way of saying what they really fucking want. Enough.
They don't see the misdemeanor of coming across the border illegally as something that they should actively be using resources to like go against, in the sense that it's the federal government's duty to do so. I will not even try to deny that most Democrats.
Yeah, you know I am angry, Joe. You know, you don't have to deal with people like you, is the thing. You don't have to deal with people like you who gaslight and lie. If you had to deal with a group of people who were just like you would be pissed off too.
Have a very different view on immigration than what Republicans do. And so they see the crime of coming into the country illegally as not necessarily something that should be having somebody be automatically removed. They want to see paths to where people can be in the country legally.
So you've answered your own question. So the reason that they stopped cooperating is because the potential benefit of getting out rapists, et cetera, would come with significant harm, which would be if they cooperated, then there would be other people that were illegal that committed crimes that they don't think that's a big deal. And they want those people to have a pathway of citizenship and stay.
The people that do not commit those crimes, I wouldn't say that necessarily want everybody to have a path to citizenship.
Why hate anybody? Meanwhile, you probably hate right-wingers and Republicans and Trump supporters. You probably hate us. That's the thing. You guys like to preach about morality. Hate has no home here. Yet, unless you're right-wingers or Donald Trump or MAGA supporters, then you could hate all you want. So don't lecture me about why hate anybody. Don't lecture me about that. You guys are the most hateful people.
But generally, most people think that people should be able to come into the country, sure.
So
like if somebody's not a rapist, a murderer, things like that, most people think like, what's the big deal about that person coming here if they're doing it in a legal way?
Right. So that's exactly my argument.
I don't hate anybody. Well, Donald Trump. Yeah, I know. You guys are all TDS tards. We know you hate Trump. And therefore you hate us because we voted for him. The reason why he's president is because people like me voted for him. So by that logic, why don't you hate me? Why don't you think I'm a piece of shit? After all, I'm probably a racist bigot too. And that's why I voted for Donald Trump.
So these are people that don't want immigration laws enforced. Now you talk about Trump's rude language.
Trump devotion syndrome? No, actually, I don't. I don't agree with every fucking thing Trump says. Unlike you, where Donald Trump could be like, hey guys, listen guys, don't drink your piss. It's disgusting. It's gross. Don't do it. And it's unhealthy. Joe would take a big sip out of his own fucking piss if Donald Trump said, don't drink your own fucking urine.
How many times do we need to have Democrats calling ICE officers Nazis, brown shirts, fascists?
Joe, would you like to come up, Joe? Would you like me to put a link out there that we don't have to keep going back and forth via your text? Of course, Joe thinks he's not brainwashed. Yeah, I know. Yeah, of course, Joe thinks he's not brainwashed, but he's the brainwashed one. Again, the last 10 years or so, you've had a good amount of media conditioning to believe that Donald Trump is the worst human being to have ever lived. Now Joe is silent all of a sudden. Did Joe leave? That's a good point. Birds aren't real. Weird, Joe. You remember that study they did where people on the left didn't know any of the positions of the right and the opposite wasn't true? No, of course you don't. Yeah. No, I've talked about that. I've talked about that before too, where the right knows more about what the libs feel or think about things than the libs know more about the right. I saw Joe in here. Where's Joe at? And you've had 10 years of loving. That's really the best you got. Joe, again, would you like to come on, Joe, and debate this? Would you like to own this right-wing chud? Put this person of 10 that has Trump devotion syndrome in his place? 142 people total watching, Joe. There's 137 people on YouTube and 5 on X. Your brainwash is already owned. So you're not going to come up then. You're not going to come up then because you know you're wrong. You know you're full of shit, Joe. You know you're full of shit. All you guys are full of shit. Because you know you're wrong. You know deep down you're wrong. Well, listen, Joe, if you change your mind, let me know and I'll send you a link. Joe getting time out now? Yes. To the analverse with you, Joe. To the analverse. You remember they changed their rhetoric with the wind? You should love. You're also wrong for loving. Yeah, exactly, right? All right. Well, before we were rudely interrupted by the stupid libtard, let's get back to this. Let's get back to Rob owning this libtard.
Suggesting they will be prosecuted when Democrats take over?
Do you phrase your question one more time? Sorry, I'm not necessarily understanding what you
talked about Trump's rude language. How many times have we seen Democrats call ICE officers Nazis?
I didn't actually talk about Trump's rude language. I said the manner in which he's going about his immigration enforcement and using adversarial language. I didn't say rude language. I don't think that he's being rude. I think he's being adversarial.
Define adversarial language.
I think that he sees Democrats like myself, like the state that I live in. I think he sees them as his enemy. And I think that people generally don't or shouldn't see other Americans as their enemy. Okay. So if you, without even knowing who I am, do you think I'm your enemy?
I don't
Yes. Do you think I'm your enemy? Yes. Let me go back a little bit. There's something you said I wanted to respond
Language.
to.
I didn't say rude language. I don't think that he's being rude. I think he's being adversarial.
Define adversarial language.
I think,
by the way, thank you very much, TNT, for the super sticker, the $3 super sticker. Very much appreciated.
that he sees Democrats like myself, like the state that I live in. I think he sees them as his enemy.
Yeah.
And I think that people generally don't or shouldn't see other Americans as their enemy. Okay.
That's what he said. I don't think other Americans should see people as their enemy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, how come you call people like us Nazis or fascists, ISIS, the Gestapo? Yeah. What is that doing? Later on, this douchebag right here brings up about how, after the shooting from Renee Good, immediately Trump and his staff and his cabinet, they were calling her a domestic terrorist. Do you think that they should do that? Do you think the president of the United States should do that? And I was like, I wanted to bring up, Rob didn't bring it up. Rob did bring up another good point, though, which was good. But I wanted to bring up, remember Joe Biden? Remember Joe Biden's fiery red background speech that he gave with the red in the background? He was all angry and stuff. Remember when Joe Biden was all like calling MAGA extremist? Do you guys remember that? Joe Biden called MAGA Republicans extremists. Oh, but I bet this fucking turd said nothing about that. Pretty sure he agrees with that. And I'm pretty sure this guy, he'll be like, well, I agree. That's bad. But was he speaking out against it? Was he like, well, wait a minute, Joe Biden, you shouldn't say that? No, I'm pretty sure he didn't.
So if you, without even knowing who I am, do you think I'm your enemy?
I don't know.
Okay. So would you ever call me your enemy?
It depends on what I saw you advocating for. Like, for example,
what do you think I advocate for?
Okay, let's say that I think that we should aggressively prosecute fentanyl distributors, right? Follow me so far, right?
Yeah.
And let's say that you're like, yeah, I don't think that it should be a crime to distribute fentanyl. Are you my enemy then?
I don't know. Would you call me your enemy?
I don't know. I would say your actions are going to lead to deaths and detrimental situations that I want. So in this case,
do you think I would advocate for people to not be prosecuted for distributing fentanyl?
I don't know. It was a hypothetical, but you've already
conceded. Okay, well, I think that people should be prosecuted for distributing fentanyl. Okay, so do you think I'm your enemy?
Now let's see why I use the analogy. You've already acknowledged that Democrats in political positions don't want immigration enforced. So are they Trump's enemy?
That's not what I said.
Yes, it is.
No, that's not what I said.
That's absolutely what you said.
I said that no.
They generally want a pathway to citizenship, and they don't want.
That's not what I said either.
Okay, go ahead, explain it.
I said that most Democrats believe that immigration, the misdemeanor that is coming across the border, is not something that in which they would use resources to assist the federal government for the simple crime of crossing the border.
Simple crime.
Okay, so you're going to say that they actually,
like, this asshole like calls it a simple crime as if it's the same as like stealing a candy bar or jaywalking or something. That's what these people do. They minimize it. It's like, no, dude, like you're completely bystepping a process of becoming a legal citizen. That's what you're doing. You're completely bystepping it. You don't think, oh, these laws don't matter to me. Yeah, this guy over here who's coming over legally, doing it the right way, taking his time, passing the tests, learning the language, and really cares about, I'm just going to go right ahead. It's pretty much stealing. It's like you're stealing a spot from someone that's trying to do it the right way. It's not a simple thing.
We do want them deported. They just don't want to use resources to deport them.
Yeah, I don't think that they are like actively working against the federal government.
I think that's delusional. For example, we have Chuck Schumer going into the election saying we need a pathway to citizenship for all of them that are here illegally. Is he lying? Are you saying what he really means is actually if you know, if it didn't require my state's resources, I'm perfectly fine removing all the illegals. I think that's laughable. You know it, and I know it.
Well, if Chuck Schumer wants to advocate for these people to have a pathway to citizenship, I don't necessarily see that as an issue. He's able to do that. I don't think that's a generally popular position to take, and probably won't ever be enacted.
I think that it's more popular than you imagine, but I think that it's laughable what you're suggesting. You're suggesting is that the average Democrat, and I would assume then Democratic leadership, actually advocates for the deportation of illegals. Their only issue with it is they don't want to use their resources.
Who's the president that deported the most illegal immigrants in the history of the country?
Barack Obama's turnaways are different. Those aren't deportations. They counted turnaways. So, for example, if we counted those under, that's just people that tried to get in the border and they turned away. That's not removing people. And if that's the case, if it was the same, why no protests?
Who's the president?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Yeah, even if it were the same thing, why isn't there protests? What again? Trump is not the first one to deport illegals. Even Biden deported people. Like all presidents have deported people. So why does it seem that it's only evil orange men when he does it? They'll cope and say like, well, it's the way that he's doing it. And it's like, no, it's not the way that he's doing it. It's because orange man bad. Because you guys are brainwashed to think that he is a fascist, Nazi, bigot, racist, homophobe, pedophile, rapist, every bad thing you could be in life. That's what Donald Trump is. That's what you've been brainwashed to believe. So if he wants to, so when he wants to deport people, of course it's bad. Of course it's bad because he's doing it for racist reasons.
That's the most removals.
I don't know. Trump?
Are you sure?
No. So I said I don't know.
Okay. I'm just asking you because you seem pretty. No. You seem pretty strong to say that. You have all the information about, oh, well, actually, Barack Obama's numbers are actually because they started to count it because there was removals or turnaways at the border, but you don't actually know who did the most removals.
Fine, I'll concede. Why didn't they riot under Obama?
Because Obama worked with the states in a way that wasn't adversarial with those states.
Yeah, see, that's the cope. That's the cope. Well, it's because Obama did it the right way. So Rob asks him, well, how?
What do you mean? He didn't call the states that he was trying to work with the enemy. He said he went hold on. Let me finish, Rob. Mm-hmm. He targeted specific people that were here. He didn't just deport people that were here for the simple crime of crossing the border. I know that that's a crazy thing, but most people think that we should probably go and target the people that are actually doing more crime in the country first.
That's not true. Show me the proof that Obama only targeted people that were committing the worst.
I didn't say that. I said he made a priority of it.
So is Trump.
Okay, Okay.
Not only that, I could show you video of Obama. I could show you video of Obama saying things like, would you do family separations? He was like, sure. Kids in cages started under Obama. Show me the riots.
Yeah.
Can't?
There probably weren't riots. Okay, Rob, do you agree with me?
Yes. See, that's what I mean. And these people, they can't fathom that maybe they were just fucking lied to. That maybe they were just lied to by the media that really didn't want Trump to be president. And so they put out all the slander they could out there. And then retards like you are like, I hate Trump and I don't really even know why. And there actually are people out there that hate Trump and they don't even know why. They're out there protesting and you ask them, what are you protesting for? They don't fucking know. What did Trump do that's so bad? I don't know. I just know that it's bad. What does that tell you? That you're fucking brainwashed.
Or no, that people in general had a smaller social media presence and access to information like they do now under Obama.
Yeah, it's a distinction without merit. It doesn't really.
It's not though, because you would agree that most people's access to information has drastically changed even since 2016, right?
Let's assume that I say that that's true. I will say that's true. It's irrelevant. Okay. If we were to expect that was the sole reason.
It's not irrelevant, Rob.
Let me finish. Then you can surely show me. You can surely show me the mainstream media being as adversarial then.
He can't because they weren't. Speaking of which, thank you very much, Kokomo, for the $10. Mainstream media used to do ride-alongs with ICE operations under Obama. Yeah, exactly. Oh, they were fine when Obama did it. Oh, but when racist Donald Trump did it, oh, all of a sudden it's bad. It's bad. Thank you very much, Kokomo. Very much appreciated.
Again, I think that the reason that there's so much adversarial positioning on what it is that Trump's doing is because Trump is executing these things in an adversarial nature.
I disagree. I think that it's obvious that it's that they don't like the policies of Trump. Like, in it, not just because it's adversarial, but because they don't like the direction he's going. The deportations under Obama were markedly different, and the strategy was different back then. Now we had, in a short period of time, 8 to 10 million illegals come in under Biden, and they don't want those people to be pushed back, as Chuck Schumer admitted. It is a laughable position. I cannot believe you're trying to defend this, that the majority of Democrats and Democratic leaders actually want everyone deported.
I never advocated for that.
Okay.
I told you, no. We talked about the states, and I told you what the states did, and you're saying that it's elected leadership that is doing this. I'm saying that different states, the reason in which they're not doing it is because they do not see the misdemeanor that is crossing the border illegally as something.
Do the states want all illegals deported? But they just don't want to use resources.
I don't think so. I think that probably if they did, they would work with the federal government more. I think that most people or most places that are more like sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, again, don't see a misdemeanor crime as something that they should be forwarding to the federal government. And whether or not you think that's correct or not, which I happen to think that that's incorrect. I think that, hold on. I think that
you've answered your question. We beat around the bush for 10 minutes, but we finally, now can you see why Trump would think they're their enemy? When they're antithetical to what he wants.
Yeah, and look how long Rob had to go like beat around the bush for finally before finally getting out of it. It's so fucking annoying. It's so annoying. Just say what you want. Just say it instead of making us having to pretty much get it out of you. We all know what you want. We all know it. You guys might lie and say we actually don't want this, or we actually don't want that, or we do want this. But you're lying. We don't believe you. We know what you really want. And so stop trying to make us get it out. Just say it.
The lawful removal of people, them saying we disagree with the law, we don't think that law should be enforced.
Okay, Rob, do you think that there's any other way to go about it than to just say, oh, well, I know that you're doing these things, so I'm going to send all of these ICE officers in anyway, like without taking it? No, do you go from doing, like, let's say somebody is on your property, right? You're a big Second Amendment guy. You're a big private property guy, correct? If somebody is on your property, okay, let's say you don't know who it is. Suit and tie guy. He's just walking around.
Stupid analogy coming up.
On your property, you instantly shoot them.
No, first I would say get off my property. Trump said, here's money to deport. They refuse to do it. Then I would say, please cooperate with us to get the worst. Democrats refuse to do that. So it'd be the equivalent of, I say, please, sir, leave. He says, fuck you, no. I say, law enforcement officers, will you take them away? They say, no, we don't think this is a big deal. Then he keeps coming at me, guns blazing. Yes, eventually I would defend myself and my property. Same situation here. Now, if you think, if this is all Trump's fault, can you explain Democrats that call ICE Nazis?
I didn't say it was all Trump's fault.
When in Trump's first term,
seeing this, say, I didn't say it was all his fault. Okay, but you put the blame on Trump. You said if Trump it wasn't so adversarial, this wouldn't happen. So, yeah, you may not have said those words, this is all Trump's fault. But by the fact that you're putting it all on Trump by saying, well, if Trump wasn't so adversarial, then this wouldn't be happening. Yes, then you are putting it on Trump, you dumbass. Again, they can't just be honest and say what they mean. The guy, I try to have Grok imagine what I think this guy looks like. I'm pretty sure he looks like this. I don't know. Do you guys think it's accurate? Thank you very much, Kokomo, for the $10. The other point, Tom Homan got awarded a presidential medal for his deportation work under Obama. The inconsistency and contradictions just keep coming. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing too. Yeah, Tom Homan got an award under Obama for his deportation work. So what changed there? Why did he get an award then but not now? Yeah, again, They're all full of shit. Thank you very much, Kokomo, for your support.
For example, when you had people in the squad saying that ICE detention facilities were concentration camps, etc.
What was the question?
I said, will you acknowledge that those things were occurring? Was that before or after Trump? Whose fault's that?
I will acknowledge that people call Trump and ICE and all them Nazis, and that they called the detention facilities concentration camps. Yes, I'll acknowledge that.
So then it would seem like at some point when someone's calling you a Nazi, when they're saying that you're a concentration camp runner, when they're saying that they refuse to help you enforce the law, even against criminals that are here, that they're going to criminally punish or civilly punish people that work for that agency, would you call them any? If you were ICE, would you think someone calling you a Nazi is your enemy?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay, there we have it. So you have a lot of elected Democrats then that would be the enemy of ICE right now, based on their rhetoric.
Okay, well,
their
do you...
By the way, real quick, then I'll give you a chance. Would you consider that adversarial?
Yeah, I would.
So what's your point?
Yeah.
Your point's just, the reason they don't want to cooperate with Trump is because he's adversarial. Of course, they're adversarial too. And
no, the original thing that I wanted,
it's just Orange Man bad. That's all it is.
Wanted to come in here and talk to you about is to draw, where do you draw the line on what it is that ICE is doing? Because I do truly think, no, hold on. Let me lay out my argument, and then you can go ahead and do it. I truly do think that you will defend absolutely everything. I won't say like almost everything. I think that if it was found out that ICE just put a guy on his knees and shot him in the back of the head, and you found out that that guy was a rapist, not raping somebody currently, maybe they raped somebody 10 years ago, and if ICE said, well, he resisted arrest and he struggled a little bit, so we shot him in the back of the head, you would say, yeah, that's okay. He shouldn't have resisted arrest. I think that you will defend absolutely everything that ICE does, because I think your ideology is that of this right here. The horrible things that are happening, I think that you truly believe that it's all okay because you are ideologically driven, and that you think that.
Yeah, Rob's the one that's ideologically driven. Yeah, that's the cope right there too. By the way, TNT Cycles, I know exactly what meme you're talking about. The one where it's the ICE agents and they're in front of the American flag and he's pointing a gun at Alex Preddy while he's on his knees. Yeah, he saw that meme too. So that's what he really thinks happened. That they like sat him down and they freaking executed him right there, like execution style. That's not what happened. But that's what they have to lie and say in order to try to get their narrative across.
These people are less than you. I think that despite that, I actually have heard good things about you and that you work with people and all these kind of things. I just don't think that you see the people that you see as your enemies as like people.
Yeah, motherfucker. What about ICE? Aren't ICE people? Don't ICE have families? And you're encouraging these fucking lunatic retards to go fucking attack them, or at the very least put them just like and try to impede their work. Like a freaking ICE officer's finger got bit off. Don't you think he's a person? Don't you think he has a family? Don't you think he has people that care about him? He's a human being too. Where's your concern for them?
And so I think that you see illegal immigrants as enemies.
How long did you watch me today or yesterday?
I'll be honest with you, Rob, I don't watch you very much.
Oh, so you have no idea what my take on this current situation is?
Well, I tried to ask you. I tried to say, do you think that it was a justified shooting?
I'm asking you, do you have an idea?
Based on the conversation that you had with Pisco, I believe that you do think that this was justified.
Tell me what I said. Go ahead.
Well, you think that simply putting hands on an officer means that somebody that it's okay is what I came away from that conversation. You can tell me that I'm wrong in that, but I think that you.
Now I let you go on a big soliloquy. Now I'll do my.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
You have no idea what you're talking about. I said that there was probably civil liability here, but I think that it's probably not rising to the level of criminality, right? And I've criticized other actions that have been taken by the Trump administration and by ICE, including criticizing actions of people that were being deported to El Salvador that I had questions about and other things. Now, I think that you're a sack of shit. I think that you actually do defend rapists. I think you're a piece of shit left-winger is what I think.
Yep.
I think that anything that ICE does, you'll be against because you're a fucking scumbag that hates the domestic population of this country and wants to make any excuse. I think you cheer for the actual calling of ICE Nazis and you cheer for the confrontational tactics that we see from the left because you know that that will eventually lead to a violent confrontation, which you'll then be able to use as a martyrdom syndrome because what you really want to say is Orange Man bad because you're a feckless fucking loser who's not intelligent enough to have,
Rob?
Please. I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance, right? You were very harsh with what you think that I think people are lesser than me and I justify. So I'm just returning a little of the favor. I think you want these people to die. I think you, like most lefties, think that it's a good thing when it happens because it helps you advance the political positions you want. I think you're a fucking liar. I don't think that you've ever put anything on Reddit about being disgusted by the left wing's tactics of attacking ICE and how they, as this is occurring, they're being called Nazis, etc., by left wing leaders. I think you're a phony. I think you're a fucking piece of shit that wants to call into a show and act like you're moderate, but in reality, that's not the case. I think you're more than happy to nitpick and look at any hyper-specific situation as an excuse for why Democrats are allowing this situation where the laws being forced, because that's really what your political agenda is. There. How's that?
Boom. Yep. Nailed it. Should have been conversation over. Should have been. But this guy, he can't help himself. This guy really thinks he's right. Like I said, retards don't know they're retarded.
Sure.
Yes,
you
I do
look
want
me
to
up
Sure.
on Reddit?
Yes. What's your
Okay.
name?
Hobbit
Hobbit follower?
follower.
Of course, his name would be Hobbit
There.
follower.
How's that?
Sure.
You want
Yes,
to
I
look
do
me
wanna
up?
Me
look
up on
you up.
Reddit?
Yes. What's your
Okay.
name?
Hobbit follower.
Show me the clips. Show me where you've talked about the adversarial positions of the left wing and criticized how bad it is that they're going after ICE.
You
and
could probably
violence
look through my
against ICE.
comments today and I talk about how leftists and things like that are like complete garbage human beings that shouldn't even be brought into the Democratic Party. I think that their language
Oh, cool.
is
Okay,
toxic.
not just lefties. How about
So what's funny is that he said leftists. So a lot of these lefties, they don't identify as leftists. The lefties, I think, in their mind, they're like the tankies, the Antifa, like those types. The thing is that they completely agree. Like they pretty much agree with everything that Antifa and the tankies and shit say. The only thing is that they're just not willing to go out there, excuse me, and commit like, you know, assault and shit like that. They're just the ones that are not willing to go out there and actually put their bodies on the line. I hate Antifa. I think Antifa are a scum, but at least Antifa actually go out and do some shit. Well, these people will just sit here and agree with it and not really do anything.
Democrats then? It's not just the lefties. It's Democrats in general.
Yo.
You want to differentiate lefty, fine.
Okay. You can
Show me.
probably look me up. No,
Why do I have to look
You
you up?
can-
Show me. Look it up. If it's so easy to do, look it up yourself. Show me.
you want me to send you a? Well, okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm being completely honest. I'm on a mobile device right now, and if I close the browser, StreamYard logs me out of the call.
Mm-hmm.
You can look me, dude. Rob, just type in
I'm sure,
Hobbit
man.
follower.
When's
no
the last
space.
time? When's the last time?
Hold on. I'm trying to tell you a conversation that I just had that would take you 2 seconds to find. Okay. People were saying abolish ICE on Destiny subreddit. Okay. I said we shouldn't say abolish ICE.
Destiny fan. You're a Destiny fan.
I'm the head moderator of Destiny subreddit. Yeah. Are you done?
So you work for a guy, his subreddit that said that all Republicans should fear for death. Did you call that out on the subreddit? Can I find you calling that out?
No.
Well, seeing as how he didn't say that, I have not called it out.
I'm sorry. He said all Republicans should fear for their lives to be in public. Did you call that out?
See what I mean? But it always ends up being the thing. It was the same thing like when I was talking to the fucking dog kink guy. And then I was like, oh, so what? Were you dog kink guy? And he was like, yes, I was. And I started laughing too. It's like it never fails. Like it never fails. Like we always call these people out. Like we know what these people are about. They try to deny it, try to make us drag it out of them. And then of course it's revealed exactly why they feel this way they do. It's so predictable. It's so predictable. Like, of course, this guy's a Destiny Reddit mod. Of fucking course.
You didn't call that out.
Rob,
Mm-hmm.
did he say that all Republicans should fear for their lives in the sense that they should feel threatened in that something's going to happen to them? Or do you think that he was saying that because people are so blatant, like Matt Walsh saying that all of the things that Matt Walsh says, okay, that you can, are you
Yep, go
good?
ahead, I'm listening to you. Go.
Okay.
What? How did I know? How did I fucking know you were a disgusting fucking lefty like this? Oh, you're not really a lefty. You're just a centrist Destiny mod. Talking about.
I never said I was I never said I was a centrist.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Wait, finish your point so we get back to rebutting it.
Okay. So in general, most Republicans say the most disgusting shit that they can because they think they can get away with it for no reason. Most Democrats, okay, like, do you think that you could look through anything in my profile history? I have never once advocated for violence, okay? I've always told people not to advocate for violence. As the moderator on that stuff.
See, they're so full of shit. Yeah, again, I'm not saying, oh, he's really advocating for violence, but when what's the phrase that they would always lecture us about? What is it that they would tell me? Oh, silence is violence. So here's the thing: you might disagree with the violence from your side, but you're still on the side that's definitely more violent. Between the right and the left is way more violent than the right, and yet you're still on that side. Like, you're still on that side. You still agree with everything. You just don't like the fact that they go out and assault people. Okay, but you still side with them. You still sweep for them. You still sweep for that side. It doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you sit there on the side that commits more violence and say, yeah, but Republicans say the most awful things, and yet still sweep for the fucking Democrats that are literally sending you off to die?
Reddit.
He thinks you protest too much. You're a you're a moderator on a subreddit. You said the head moderator, correct?
Correct.
You remember when Destiny said to Pisco that the worst thing that could happen was that bullet that was shot at Trump missing? You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Did you criticize that in the subreddit?
No, but I don't actually tend to.
Yeah, that's interesting. But
Very
adversarial talk, right?
Did you condemn Trump when he said that the punishment for the senators should be what?
Yeah, we got less than 4 minutes to go before that goal ends. We just need 3 more super chats, guys. Let's do this.
The punishment for treason is, and retweeting people that the punishment is hanging. Did you?
Sometimes I criticize some of the things he said. I don't work for Trump though.
Did you condemn?
I don't moderate a Reddit forum. I don't.
Sure.
I don't. You see, you're with the person that's probably one of the worst for sort of implying or straight up saying calls for violence. And then you want to come on here and talk about adversarial language. Perhaps your criticism of like, hey, Trump's too adversarial would ring more true if you weren't a fan of and the top mod for a person who's been pretty much one of the starkest for calling out violence against his opponents. Now, your argument was, well, when Destiny said right-wingers should fear for their lives, that was after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, correct?
Correct.
And so your argument is, well, he was right to say that because what he's really saying is that it's their own fault. They should know what the consequences are for their actions.
No, it's that they're being so blatant in what it is that they're saying that they don't think that there's any consequences for their actions. Not that there should be consequences, but there should be an amount of civility that we all have, because we think that if we go too far in the things that we're saying, that it could lead to consequences, and people should understand that. There's insane people out there that are going to do shit, and these people just spew nonstop shit that they should be afraid to spew because of what crazy people will do.
Okay, so first up,
so on one hand, you know, the right wingers, they're bad because they spew all this shit. And listen, I'm not saying there should be consequences, but you have to understand that there will be consequences, because you can't be saying stuff like this without consequences. Okay, so did he call it Destiny? No. Also, okay, so people should watch what they say or else there's consequences. But Renee Good shouldn't watch where she's driving when dealing with officers because of consequences. Or Alex Preddy, he shouldn't be he shouldn't have to understand that when he's confrontational like that with law enforcement, that there might be a possibility that he could be shot. Yeah, no. Those consequences, no. Oh, but if Charlie Kirk says, I get nervous when I see there's a black woman pilot. Oh, well, he should be careful because he could suffer consequences like get murdered. That's the logic that we're dealing with these fucking tards. By the way, thank you very much for the $5. Birds aren't real. Yes, just less than a minute. We only need 2 more to go, people. Thank you very much, Birds aren't real. Very much appreciated.
On that, 2 questions. One, he said all Republicans are conservative. Do all Republicans are conservative say that?
I don't think so. No.
But that's what Destiny said. So the idea that it's like he's just saying the people that spew crazy shit should fear for their life, that's not what he said. He also said people are fucking around finding out if they go to Trump.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kokomo, for the $10. Just need 1 more to go with 10 more seconds. And Postal Joe did it. Postal Joe did it with the $1.99. Hell yeah, guys. You guys are amazing. We did it, guys. That's the power of the Coolverse right there.
Rally. So the mere fact of going to a Trump rally should have the same effect, right? That's what he said there too. Do you agree that all people that go to Trump rallies should fear for their lives?
No. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with everything that Destiny says.
Okay, so now given that you seem to be endorsing Destiny's position, hey, people, what they say crazy shit, they should worry about the consequences. Do you think Destiny should worry about the consequences based on the crazy shit he says?
Yeah, and I think that he probably does.
Should you for being his moderator?
If I were to say crazy shit, sure. I'm not a big guilt by association person, though.
Oh, and yet it seemed that you wanted to defend Destiny, saying all conservatives, everyone that's at a Trump rally. Why should it be different for you?
I'm pretty sure that when I defended it, I said people saying crazy shit, right?
But that's not what Destiny said. So why would you defend something Destiny?
Okay, well, if he said that all conservatives should be afraid, that's probably a bad thing, right?
Did he? You know for a fact, you don't even have to guess that he said all Republicans are fucking around finding out if they get shot at a Trump rally. You agree with that?
Yeah, he did say that. I think he said that after Corey Compertor.
Yes. Did you agree with that?
No.
You don't. But you're still working with the guy. Now, you want to complain about Trump's adversarial language, but you are the head moderator with a guy that's saying things that you think are way too adversarial.
Yeah, I'm not the president of the United States, Rob. There's a little bit of a difference.
Right. The difference
is I'm not the president of the United States, Rob. You understand there's a difference. You're trying to compare me to the president of the United States. That is absurd.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to
say. Then why did you just bring up that I'm saying that about Trump? Okay.
Yeah, so this is pretty much the rest of this back and forth. You're gay for $10 pretty much sums it up right here. Let me adopt this ideology for a moment. Pew-pewed by ICE. Oh, well, wait, I never said that. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. He'll get called out for something and be like, well, that's not what I said. Well, I don't condone that. Well, that's probably bad. It's probably bad, and I'll admit that it's bad, but I never called it out at all. And by the way, that's the new cope, where it's like, oh, well, I'm not the president of the United States. Only the president has to be moral. Only the president has to be moral. And I'm allowed to say whatever I want. Destiny's allowed to say whatever I want because we're not the president. But Donald Trump, he shouldn't say these things, which, okay, you know what? Even if we were to use that logic that the president is to be held to the most highest standard possible, where the fuck were they when Joe Biden called MAGA Republicans MAGA extremists? Where were they? Where were they to be like, hey, Biden, you shouldn't be calling these people extremists. That might be dangerous. Or Obama. When Obama pretty much said, yes, we're still having racism in this country. The cops are, he pretty much said that the cops are racist, that we still have this big issue with race in this country. Where is that? And also, where is the high standards for Biden when Biden would mispronounce all these words and just trail off? He would think dead women were in the room with him and go, hey, where's that dead woman at? I forgot her name. Where is she at? She had been dead for years. Hey, come up here. Hey, wave back, whatever. And she'd been dead for years. He's falling upstairs. he's falling off bikes, and yet they sweep for Biden and we're like, oh, no, he's in perfect health. He's in perfect shape. Yet with your logic that we should hold the president to the highest standards possible, where were you for any of that? You guys were nowhere to be found because you guys are lying sons of bitches. And this is why we're getting tired of your shit and dealing with you. You guys are nothing but fucking liars. Stop lying. Why are you lying? Anyway, if you want to see the rest of this exchange, I'll have a link down in the description down below. Please subscribe to Rob Noerr. He does great work over there on his channel, as you just saw. And give this video a like too. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that video? I hope you did. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe, or else you're gay. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. I'm just trying to save you from sin. Also, make sure you catch the Cool Stream live Mondays through Fridays right here on my YouTube channel. And make sure you follow me at any of these links down below for everything Cool Vic.